Yo, check out this Drake song I just remade and tell me if you could hear what I'm doing wrong.
Reach me, baby. Call my phone and say you need me, baby. Thought they had me in a deep sleep, baby.
After listening to that, you may have noticed that something sounds a little off, and that's because when I recorded these vocals, instead of actually automating the effect, I just used my voice. And it turns out that's really not enough to get the exact effect that Drake went for on these vocals. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to remake the vocals to sound exactly like Drake's using a Formant shifting plugin. Now, we don't know exactly what Drake's engineer used, but I'm pretty sure you could get a very similar effect with Little Alter Boy, which is a plugin by Soundtoys, and it just works really well for this effect. Now, I'm not here to sell you guys anything at all. I'm going to show you guys all the settings that I used in this vocal preset, but if you do want to support the channel, or if you're just lazy, I have a website down in the description below called the VoxBox.shop that has presets for pretty much every artist on the internet. And the best part is every preset is available in every single DAW: FL Studio, Ableton, Pro Tools, Logic, and even BandLab. So I'd appreciate you guys checking out the site because it really helps me make videos like this. But anyways, let's jump into the video. Reach me, baby. Call my phone, say you need my nipple. Alright, so first thing I want to do is just show you guys how I actually set this preset up. So it's right here. You can see we have two tracks, but I'm only using this one right here, and then I have it routed over to a reverb and a doubler track. And this doubler is just using the Waves Doubler 4 plugin, which is going to help just bring that vocal out into the stereo field and give it some width. Now, something you need to pay attention to in Doubler 4 is make sure you're turning off the middle signal. So you just click this direct button, that'll turn that off. And this will make sure you don't get any phasing with that main vocal. Now for our reverb, I'm literally just using our verb and nothing else is on this bus. The way you use buses in FL Studio is you're going to click your main vocal where you want the reverb to actually take effect, and you'll just, for example, say this would be your new reverb track, insert number 6. You click your main vocal, and then you go to where that reverb is, and you click this button down here. Just click it once, and then you control the amount of that effect with this knob. Now let's go over the effects that I'm using on this preset. So we have Auto Tune Pro with the retune speed all the way up and the humanize all the way down. We're in the scale of G sharp minor. You could use FL Studio's Pitcher, but I tend to notice that it just doesn't sound as good. Honestly, FL Studio stock plugins are not that great, at least for mixing vocals. What I recommend you guys go out and do is get the Waves Creative All Access bundle. It's literally $20 a month and you get every single plugin in the Waves Access bundle, which also means you could use every single one of my Waves presets, which sound insane. Now the next plugin is actually a Waves plugin, and this is basically kind of like a noise gate, but it works a little bit differently. It just helps get rid of some of that background sound, and it really helps smooth that vocal out and make it sound like it wasn't recorded in like a room. Next up, we got our EQ, and this is the curve that I went for here. As you can see, we're pulling out some mud in this 370 hertz area. And then we got a low cut at 128 hertz. And then we're also taking a little dip out here at 723. And then we're just kind of carving in some more high end to make the vocal sparkle a little bit. But we're not in that super bright air area over here. So it's just some brightness in that vocal. This first EQ is meant to just shape the vocal. Now, next up, I'm using RVox, which is an interesting plugin. So RVox is a compressor that's super simple. It's literally one knob, and then it has a noise gate over here. But this is a very fast attack and a slow release, so it gives it a smooth vocal, but it really just helps add body to your vocal and bring it up into the mix. So that's why I chose to use it here. And then we got our SSL EQ. Now this is based on a solid state Logic board EQ, so it kind of gives the vocal a cool tone, and I'm just boosting some of the high end. And then I believe we're pulling out some of the low end here. Now we're using a CLA 76, which is kind of weird. Usually you would use the CLA 76 above the RVox, but for some reason this is just what I went with today. And as you can see, we have a very fast attack. So basically what I'm doing here is catching those transients instantly. So we're controlling the vocal very well. And then we have a slower release, because in the CLA 76, all the way to the right with these knobs is fast and all the way to the left is slow. Then we go into fresh air to add some brightness in, and as you can see, I'm using this very heavily. Now I think that's because this mic tends to be a little flat and dull. If you're using a condenser microphone with this preset, you might have to pull out some of that high end. But right after that, we actually DS, and this tends to pull out some of that high end. Like if we solo the vocal out,
Reach me, baby.
And we pull that de-esser off, you're gonna hear it get a lot more bright.
Reach me, baby.
So it's kind of a weird technique, but basically the de-esser is taking away all the high end that is a little too harsh in the vocal. And then to finish off, we're using the FabFilter Pro EQ to tame some of the low end. We're using the dynamic mode. So if you right click any of those points, you could click make dynamic right here. And then you control the threshold by bringing down this little thing right here, whatever this is called, the belly. And that is everything. So let me show you guys what this vocal sounds like without the plugins and then with it. So here's the vocal completely dry. This is what I recorded into this mic with 0 effects on it.
Reach me, baby. Call my phone and say you need me, baby.
And then here is the vocal after all of the processing and all the effects that we just went over.
Reach me, baby. Call my phone and say you need me, baby.
And then real quick, before we record the vocal again and use the Formant shifting, I'm going to show you guys what it sounds like with the beat.
Reach me, baby. Call my phone and say you need me, baby. Thought they had me in a deep sleep, baby.
Alright, so next thing what we're going to do is clone the arrangement, and I'm going to call this redo. And we're going to delete everything in here. And we're just going to re-record this. So I have the actual song right here so we could kind of go through and reference the track. So we're just going to go through, re-record this. And in the first recording, what I was doing was changing the tone of my voice to kind of match what Drake was doing with the Formant shifting. But this time we're going to keep a more consistent tone in our voice, and we're going to use a Formant shifting plugin, which is going to do the bulk of the actual toning.
Reach me, baby. Call my phone, say you need me, baby. Reach me, baby.
I need to get that Drake tone. How do you get that?
Reach me, baby. Reach me, baby. Call my phone.
See, I was going a little too deep there. We need to make sure I'm keeping a consistent tone.
Baby, call my phone and say you need me, baby.
Now, obviously, I'm not Drake, so I can't get his tone perfectly right. And I'm not going to record this perfectly every take because it's just going to take a little too long. I just want to get this down so we can get that Formant shifting plugin on. And I want to show you guys how to actually automate that plugin.
Baby, thought they had me in a deep sleep, baby. I'm still scorching hot in these streets, baby.
Okay, that should be good for now. So let me turn the mic off. And now we're back to the original mic. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go and add Little Altar Boy. There's a couple different ways you could do this. This is just going to be the easiest for my situation because I actually have the plugin. But there's also a way you could do this in FL Studio. So if you change your vocal to stretch mode or stretch pro, yeah, you get this Formant knob right here. So you could just right click this and create an automation clip and basically do the same thing that we're going to do inside a Little Altar Boy. So I'm just going to click here. And in FL Studio, you can't actually right-click knobs in third-party plugins. So what we have to do is just move this around. And then we're going to go to Tools, and we're going to go to Last Tweaked, and we're going to create Automation Clip here. So now we're just going to reference the actual song and try and match the vocals. So basically, we're going to pull down the Formant to get that deep voice effect that Drake's doing. Let's see if we can get it right. So let's listen to the song. So there's going to be no Formant shifting here.
Call my phone and say you need.
Sounds like he starts doing a little bit right here.
Call my phone and say you need me, baby.
And then it gets deeper right here. And then it probably comes back up right here.
Thought they had me in a deep sleep,
And
baby.
then it gets deeper again. All right, so let's see if we can get this. So I'm going to change our magnet to step so we have a little bit of some easier access here. I'm going to make a point by clicking shift and right clicking. This will make it so it's locked in place. We're going to make a point right here.
Call my phone.
And we're going to slowly bring this down.
Call my phone and say you need. Call my phone and say you need me.
And then we're going to make a point right here, and just slowly bring this down even more. Then I'm going to go to the original point over here, right click, copy value. And we're going to make another point right here, and then another one right here. We're going to right click this point, paste value. So basically we're resetting the vocals Formant right here. Let's see how this sounds.
Call my phone and say you need me, baby.
I think we want to go even lower, so I'm just going to bring this point down.
Call my phone and say you need me, baby. Thought they had me.
That sounded pretty good. I think the vocal needs to be a little bit louder.
Thought they had me in a.
I'm going to bring it down a tad bit right here. We're going to shift click a point here and here. Bring it down again. Shift click a point here and here. Here and here. So we have a little bit more option. We're just going to keep bringing this down, honestly. I kind of like this way it sounds. And we're going to make a point right here where the vocal resets and paste that value in again. Now let's take a listen from the top.
Reach me, baby. Call my phone and say you need me, baby. Thought they had me in a deep sleep, baby. I'm still scorching hot in these streets.
Cool. I'm liking this. We're going to add a couple points right here. Bring it down just a tad bit. And then another one here. And keep it down during that baby part. And then we reset the vocal right here. All right, let's see how this sounds. I think we're doing pretty good.
Reach me, baby. Call my phone and say you need me, baby. Thought they had me in a deep sleep, baby. I'm still scorching hot in these streets, baby.
All right, so now I have little Alter Boy pulled up so you can see exactly what the automation is doing here. So you're going to see the format just moving around. So let's play it from the beginning.
Reach me, baby. Call my phone and say you need me, baby. Thought they had me in a deep sleep, baby. I'm still scorching hot in these streets, baby.
And I mean, honestly, that sounds pretty good. Obviously, you should probably go through and really perfect it if you're going to actually make a song like this. So yeah, that is how Drake did his vocals on Janice Shut the Fuck Up. I'm going to be doing a bunch more videos like this. I really just want to start showing you guys how to actually produce vocals because there's so many people that just don't know how to do it right now. And I think there's a huge space for it in the YouTube community because there's really no one showing people how to do hip hop vocals like this, especially in FL Studio. So what I need you guys to do is leave a comment. Let me know what you actually think of this video, if I helped you or not. And then also let me know what artists you want to see me do next because I need some ideas. I'm going to try and do like 2 to 3 a week because honestly, it's pretty easy for me to get these videos done and out for you guys because it's minimal editing. So please let me know if you enjoy the style, if you want these videos to come back. Make sure you leave the like button. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? You got to subscribe. But that's all I got for you guys in this video, and I will see you in the next one. Deuces. What?